Breaking news, guys. Literally just hours after an Israeli airstrike hits central Beirut for the first time in nearly a year of conflict, we have some really shocking news to report that's going on in Georgia. And no, I'm not talking about Fannie Willis or anything like that. And this is literally on the backs of Donald Trump and the whole Georgia-Alabama game, if you guys caught it. But a very serious incident unfolded at what we're hearing is a chemical plant in Conyers, Georgia, guys. I mean, guys, just look at Six Flags Over Georgia pics showing the theme park completely flooded, guys. Now, these are Six Flags Over Georgia flooding pics from 2009, and they're making their return from when the massive amount of water actually came from heavy, non-Helene related rain that hit the amusement park back then. Really wild stuff. I mean, I know that this is a presidential year and things are typically crazy, but this is just, it's unbelievable what's going on here. So Conyers, Georgia, Sunday morning earlier today, leading to evacuations. Literally, the Georgia State Patrol was having people evacuate parts of Georgia as a result of this very serious situation that's unfolding here. Basically, there's road closures in the area. And all of this is being reported by Rockdale County officials. So the fire basically started, there was a fire, it started on the roof of a company named Biolab in Conyers, Georgia, a manufacturer of pool and spa equipment products. I mean, crazy. Usually you think pool, playtime, this was no laughing matter here. Around 5 a.m. Eastern time today, according to the officials from Rockdale County, water from a sprinkler system malfunctioned and came into contact with a chemical that reacts with water, creating a visible cloud of smoke. Well, this was some pretty dangerous smoke, just to say the least here, guys. By the way, if you guys haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate you guys. Biolab, and let me know if you guys live in Georgia, if you know anyone who lives in Georgia, make sure you get this message out there, because if you know anyone in the vicinity breathing this stuff, this could be a life or death situation here, guys. Biolab has not yet responded to requests for comment, but Rockdale County Sheriff Eric Levitt explained in a video posted on Facebook that the fire initially seemed under control, but later reignited. It was finally extinguished around 4 p.m. Eastern time, according to Rockdale County Fire and Rescue Chief Marion McDaniel. However, Chief McDaniel mentioned that the smoke plume created by this chemical reaction is still visible from miles away and might be present for several days, with a concern for residents in the area. She added that it is not yet clear what caused the fire or what chemicals are involved. Now, of course, I mean, this is only the story that they're telling us, right? I mean, and the first thing I think is like, don't we have enough problems already in the Southeast? I mean, we just had, what was that? Hurricane Helene? I don't even know how you pronounce the thing. This is just one big, huge, giant mess. And it just feels like the entire Southeast, if not the entire country, is just under attack in every way possible. So this company is a manufacturer of pool and spa treatment products, many of which contain chlorine. I don't know if you guys know anything about pools or maintaining pools, but we bought a house recently and this house has a pool. And I didn't know anything about maintaining a pool until now. Anyway, whenever you work with chlorine, let's just say chlorine is highly potent. It's very strong. The chlorine smoke is highly hazardous, okay? Chlorine is a very toxic gas that can form a visible smoke or even a mist when it reacts with moisture in the air. Inhaling chlorine smoke or fumes can cause some serious health issues, to say the least, possibly even death. And so a lot of people are saying, is World War III already here with all the different things that we're facing? Donald Trump said World War III will not be like what we've seen in the past historical wars. Donald Trump says World War III will not be fought with the traditional tanks and weaponry that we're used to. It's going to look a lot different. How many of you guys agree with Trump on that one? But when we look at these plumes of smoke, I mean, like Like, look at this plume of smoke here. Can you imagine driving down the highway and you're just seeing this crazy, huge plume of smoke here? This is unbelievable, guys. And a lot of people are saying that they're destroying evidence. And that is what we're seeing. In other words, what we're being told and what they're actually doing are two different things. Kind of hard to believe, right? Anyway, so Sheriff Levitt essentially urged everyone to avoid the area, stating that I want to strongly ask all of you, please spread the word, stay away from this area at this point. It's burning pretty good. And we're trying to get this under control, but at the same time, we're also trying to get the traffic under control, end quote. Look at this, guys. This is like the West Avenue Conyers exit in Georgia, and that smoke is raging. Now, because of the fire, roads around the plant have been closed. Approximately 17,000 people between Sigmund Road and Interstate 20 were asked to evacuate, at least according to Sharon Webb, who is the director of Rockdale County's Emergency Management Center agency. Wow, craziness, guys. Let me see. Will this play? Can I get this? Can we make this any bigger? I mean, look at this. This is crazy. That looks scary. And this guy is so close to it. I would not be anywhere near that. No, ma'am.
Oh gosh, did you just say that?
Look at that. Look at that. We are under attack, folks. And you can see Georgia State Patrol kind of making their way through there against the traffic.
They're trying to route everyone off this one exit right here.
Wow, you're stuck on the interstate. You can't even get off this thing. Now, yeah, so basically, because of the fire, the roads around the plant have been closed, and approximately 17,000 people between Sigmund Road and Interstate 20 were asked to evacuate. And she also noted that the nearby Interstate I-20 is blocked in both directions between Salem Road and Turner Hill. I feel sorry for anybody who needs to get on 20, going to or from Alabama. That's going to be a problem from Georgia, especially right after this Georgia-Alabama game. Now, some people are making up, these, conspiracy theories on how this managed to happen on the same weekend as the Georgia-Alabama game. And then you're looking at the color of the smoke, and they're calling it, it looks like the Crimson Tide colors or something like that. Did you guys hear that? Anyway, residents living north of Sigmund Road, they were told to stay indoors and keep their windows closed to avoid any kind of exposure to any chemicals. And then, of course, Conyers Mayor Vince Evans, he also advised that those who choose not to evacuate to stay inside their homes and not wander around the city. It's not safe. Quote, this is not the time to do any type of sightseeing. We are strongly encouraging everyone, no matter where you're coming from, but especially Rockdale residents, to stay out the area, end quote. So, and then local hospital in the area began relocating patients as a precaution. Sharon Webb advised anybody with urgent medical needs to head to the hospital in another county if necessary. Rockdale County Chairman Oz Nesbitt described the situation as an all hands on deck emergency. After being interviewed by CNN, and he said all of the resources have been dispatched and deployed. Every available agency, GEMA or GEMA, FEMA, everyone is on deck here in Rockdale County. We're managing the situation as best we can to get it under control. So this is a very serious situation. Anytime you got FEMA coming in to kind of pretty much save the day or kind of help out, you have a serious situation on your hands, folks. So Conyers, Georgia is looking like a hot mess right now. Some folks are saying that the deep states, this is the deep state's last push before the elections. And all the missing 2020 ballots that voted for Donald Trump won. So basically people are saying that what we're seeing going up in smoke is the 2020 ballots that voted for Trump. What do y'all think about that? Now, the last time that they had a fire there, the smoke removed the paint off the cars in the area. That's pretty serious, folks. This fire may actually be worse than that one. Guess this means that we need to send another $4 billion to the Ukraine. I feel like no matter what happens here in the United States, it ends up being another reason why more money needs to go to the Ukraine. But wow, this is really bad. Look at the size of the smoke cloud. I mean, one can only imagine the chemicals that are in this smoke. So a few years ago, I stumbled upon this old, worn out book at a thrift store. It was like a Goodwill or something with a handwritten note inside the cover, and it read, "This changed my life. Hope it does the same for you." So this was just this random note that was stuck inside of this book. Now I was intrigued and I bought it for $1.50. And that little investment, guys, turned out to be the best one I ever made. In fact, the principles in that book literally opened up my eyes to how money really works. And they became the foundation for my journey to financial independence. Now, I'm sharing everything that I learned and more inside the Liberty Pursuit Network, guys. Make sure you click the link in the description down below. Join us today if you're ready to change your life too. Now, guys, keep in mind, 6 hours earlier, Israeli American airstrikes blew up the Al-Hali power station in Hadai, cutting off electricity and starving millions of Yemenis. So this is there's a lot going on here right now, folks. The first apparent Israel airstrike on central Beirut in nearly a year of conflict leveled an apartment building early Monday, just hours after Israeli hit targets across Lebanon and killed dozens of people as Hezbollah sustained a string of blows in command structure, including the killing of its leader, Hassan Nasrallah.
You're taking a live look from southern Lebanon near Israel's border as we are following several breaking news stories out of the Middle East at this hour. And thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Quinu. Time right now is 1:05 Eastern, 10:05 Pacific. I want to head back live to the Middle East as Israel's military says dozens of aircrafts have struck Houthi targets in Yemen in response to the militants' recent attacks on Israel. The Houthi media office said the Israeli strikes hit 2 ports along with 2 power plants in a city that is a stronghold for the Iranian-backed rebels. Fire and smoke could be seen in the air over that region after the strikes. This also comes as this morning the Israeli Defense Forces issued a social media alert stating sirens sounded in northern Israel a short while ago as Hezbollah launched another barrage of rockets. And all of this coming on the heels as Hezbollah confirmed the death of a high-ranking official in an Israeli airstrike a day after the Lebanese militant group acknowledged the killing of multiple commanders, including a longtime leader. Now, the statement came hours after an Israeli airstrike on northeast Lebanon killed 11 people, and Israel says it is continuing to carry out attacks on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Meanwhile, White House National Security spokesman John Kirby says Israel has, quote, wiped out Hezbollah's command structure with those airstrikes, but warned the militant group will work quickly to rebuild, saying, quote, they will try to recover. We're watching to see what they will do to try and fill this leadership vacuum. Iran's vice president says the country's supreme leader will decide on a response to Israel's strikes on Lebanon, quote, at the appropriate time, making those comments when he attended Hezbollah's office in Tehran to express condolences over the killing of one of the top leaders.
Now, guys, this is a very, very busy weekend. Donald Trump was just in Georgia. Look at the response Donald Trump and Melania Trump received at the football game on Saturday here in the South, and Kamala Harris was allegedly supposed to be running some ads during the Georgia versus Bama game, but I don't know if anybody was paying attention to Kamala Harris's ads, but they definitely, for sure, were sending a big shout out to Donald Trump and Melania Trump as they hit the field. Check, guys. Do you think Kamala Harris and Tim Walz would get any kind of warm reception like they're getting here, like Donald Trump and Melania? Donald Trump and Melania are walking the 10-yard line here in the field, and it's like, hey, we belong here. The people want Donald Trump and Melania Trump to come back. Wow. Yeah, guys. But yeah, so again, this airstrike, it's pretty serious. The airstrike hit a multi-story residential building, according to the Associated Press. Videos show ambulances and a crowd gathered under the building. In the past week, Israel has frequently targeted Beirut's southern suburbs, where the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah has had a strong presence, including a major strike on Friday that killed Nasrallah, but had not hit locations near the city center. The area where the strike took place is a primary sunny district with a busy thoroughfare lined with shops and residential buildings. There was no immediate comment from Israeli officials, but earlier Hezbollah confirmed that Nabil Kauk, the deputy head of the militant group's Central Council, was killed on Saturday, making him the 7th senior Hezbollah leader slain in Israel airstrikes in a little over a week.
In the Middle East, a senior Israeli official says it's too early to say if Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed in the strike on the group's central headquarters.
Welcome back and Alive Now. I'm Austin Westfall. Let's talk about the breaking news that's really been dominating much of our coverage as we've been continuing our coverage of the Middle East. This has been a big deal. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah being killed in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut. There was a question for quite some time as to whether or not he had actually been killed, and today it was finally confirmed that he was among those killed in those strikes in Beirut.
But it's interesting, they haven't had to pick a new leader in 32 years. And that was when Nasrallah's predecessor was assassinated by Israel. And Nasrallah came to power. So it's not like these are well-oiled gears for replacement of the top personnel, because many of these folks, Al-Shukr, the guy that was taken out, that was the head of their entire military wing, the head of the rocket and drone forces that was taken out, the head of their special operations forces were taken out. These are literally kind of like what could euphemistically called the OG of Hezbollah. These are the original plank holders of the Hezbollah organization that go back decades and decades.
They are literally laying out all of the Hezbollah leaders, guys. And they include the founding members who had evaded death on or detention for decades. So this is big. This is really big. Very, very big, busy weekend. Hezbollah also confirmed that al-Karaki, another senior commander, died in an airstrike Friday that killed Nasrallah. Israel says at least 20 other Hezbollah militants were killed, including one in charge of Nasrallah's security detail. The Lebanese health ministry documented at least 105 killed around the country in airstrikes Sunday. 2 airstrikes near the southern city of Sidon, about 28 miles south of Beirut, killed at least 32 people. The Lebanese health ministry confirmed this. So this was a big airstrike, guys. Separately, Israeli strikes in the northern province took out 21 people, injured 47, and there were other airstrikes as well. So now at this point, a lot of people are asking, does this end up bringing the United States further closer to World War III? How is Kamala Harris and Joe Biden going to respond to this? I mean, Kamala Harris and her foreign policy is going to be put to the test right now. How does the United States respond to Israel's involvement with Hezbollah, with Iran, with the Houthis? Like, what is going to happen from here going forward? Will we have American troops on the ground or in the air going over to provide support? This is what a lot of people are wondering right now, and this is, I mean, I think we're going to get the answer very, very soon.